Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. A big welcome to you all. If you want to support the channel, you can head over to the Patreon page. And if you want to support the channel in another way, you can head over to the Element Games web store and just type in the affiliate link from my description, and then that will tell Element Games that you've found their site from me, and you can save 15 to 25% off all of your purchases there. Right, let's go straight into the news for the past sort of week or two. Last weekend saw the release pre-orders of all of the Apocalypse sets. If you've seen my review of all the value sets towards the start of the week, you will have seen that the Tau Apocalypse set is the set that gives you the most value, but if you want to go check out the video, it's up on my channel right now. But if we just look from a week ago, which would have been 30th of June, there was a big look at all of the Apocalypse sets, and then on the 30th of June they had an article regarding the Chaos Knights, and Duncan had a little video on that, specifically the Chaos Knights Codex, which I think is about 72 pages, one brand new Chaos Knight box set. I kind of wish that they were making more than just the one. You can make the two different knight variants in there. I'll have a detailed look at that later on in the video, and also the data cards. And finally, another thing that was up for pre-order for yesterday was the Blackstone Fortress Traitor Commander new expansion. We'll have a look at that too. So after the 30th of June, on the 1st of July, they showed you some events happening throughout Warhammer world. Specifically, there's this big Apocalypse event on the 3rd of August, and the Warhammer Citadel has had its first year anniversary. Then throughout this week, they've had focuses on the different factions. So they had a focus on the Genestealer cults. You could win a Start Collecting box of your choice. You just sign up to the newsletter and you get an email, I think like once a week, with all of their new stuff. If you're already signed up to that, you'll be entered automatically. I think that's pretty good, and those Start Collecting box sets are, I think, £55 to £60, so that's pretty good. Little rumour engine, and then there was an article focusing on the Chaos Knights, the Iconoclast and Infernal Households. So you've got the different types of Chaos Knights. They all look to be the same set, and then the Armigers and the Helverins just look to have some little upgrade pieces. I don't know whether they're going to bring out a separate set, but there certainly aren't enough extras on these new sets to add to the smaller Armiger Knights. So there's a big focus on them this week. And then on the 2nd of July, there's breaking news: another Primaris Lieutenant. Essentially, if we look at this interview right here and we just increase it and enhance, you can see them talking about Primaris Space Marines, and in particular new lieutenants. This looks to be like a new Rhino, new Repulsor, some kind of new tank. This Dreadnought here with the aerials on looks to be like, I say, a Scout Dreadnought, some kind of Primaris one. And then you've got 3 new Primaris there. Maybe they're the new Eliminators. And then you've got a big squad there. And then some kind of captain kind of HQ choice. So they blurred them out for a reason. You've got some things that point at Shadow Spear, Dark Imperium, and then the Devastation of Baal as well. So a few little things in that video, and a little joke from the Twitter about a new Primaris Lieutenant. So that was an interesting little video. It's quite rare that they create ones like that. Then there was more faction focuses on other Adeptus Astartes forces. So like the Dark Angels and the Blood Angels and the Space Wolves and the Death Watch. As well as the Grey Knights. The Siege of Terror continues. I had a little preview of the next book, which will be called The Lost and the Damned by Guy Haley. There's a nice extract paragraph from it. It reads very, very well, I have to say. You can pre-order this Saturday on the 6th of July. And then obviously, no doubt it'll be available, later on, probably in a couple more months. In sort of a standard edition. I say standard edition, I mean hardback, which will probably be about £20. Then there's a Blackstone Fortress look at the Traitor Commander, these two new models. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, the Ogrin looks alright, but I'm not a huge fan of this Traitor Commissar. I think it's a little bit boring looking, especially with that Power Fist as well. But hey, it's another expansion, so if you're into Blackstone Fortress and you want some more Chaos miniatures, you get 2 in that set. Regimental Standard, Friend or Fiend, Heraldry Guide, and then you've got more Apocalypse faction focuses in the form of Necrons and Adeptus Sororitas. What I did find quite frustrating is that they don't show any of the new models for Adeptus Sororitas, and they are just around the corner, within a month or 2, I would say. And then there was White Dwarf Preview July. There was a bit of a release of the back cover of July's issue that had the Blood Ravens, and yes, it does then confirm down below that the Blood Ravens will get their sort of index new data sheet as well for the chapter master Gabriel Angelus. So if you've got Angelus on there, that's pretty good. And yeah, big focus on Blood Ravens, Index Astartes in that issue, so that'll be pretty good. I think that'll be better than June's issue. More kind of Apocalypse focuses in terms of Simon's Space Wolves and Chaos Knights Preview 2, the Dreadblades. These ones, what they are, and some artwork. Really do like the articles, they're really good. And then on the 5th, which is a couple of days ago, on Friday, Chapter Master Raldoron was up for pre-order. It's £47. It's a lot of money. He's on this nice scenic base, but yeah, that's quite a lot of cash to drop on a sort of single miniature. But it does look pretty cool. He's got his power sword there, called the Encarmine Warblade, and we're gonna have a little look at him a bit later on. Then Chaos Knights, 3 builds for your match play army. You've got the Smasher, which is just the Knight Rampager, which has got the Reaper Chainsword and the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. Then you've got the Tower of Terror, which is your Knight Tyrant, which has got the Conflagration Cannon and the Thundercoil Harpoon. And then you've got the Overlord, which has just got the Laser Destructor, which is a fantastic weapon, along with a Reaper Chainsword again. So they're your 3 kind of builds. Then there was an Apocalypse faction focus on Titans, a big focus on the Warbringer Nemesis Titan. I'm still in the process of making mine. I do thank you for your patience, but obviously I've been focusing on all the other new releases. There's a focus on the Phantom Titan and the Manta Super Heavy Dropship and the Hierophant Bio Titan, as well as a couple of other things. There's Apocalypse comes to Warhammer World. These sort of dioramas look absolutely incredible, these new ones, with the Chaos Reaver Titan, and then some Chaos Knights as well, and a load of the Primaris Space Marines, with these huge Astraea Super Heavy tanks as well on the battlefield, and just showing off the contrast paints. They use contrast paints for these models apparently, and yeah, you can check it out yourself. There's a nice Warbringer there in a different colour other than yellow. And then you've got some more repulsors and I think executioners as well. So yeah, really looking forward to heading down Warhammer World at some point and seeing that diorama in the flesh. It's part of the displays at Warhammer World right now. So there you go. And then new from Black Library, Lost and the Damned, and the Coming Soon. Yeah, it gives you a glimpse of what you'll be reading in October as well. And then of course, yesterday there was a little focus on the Chaos Knights, Ogrins and Commissars, just to focus on what you could pre-order yesterday. I haven't pre-ordered any of these things because I won't actually be here for the next 2 weeks. I'm going away, but hopefully I can cover those once I'm back. Anyway, let's jump on over to Forge World and have a look at Raldoron. We just click on new and we go to pre-orders, and it's just him essentially. Him, and then you've got him with the Blood Angels Terminators. So £47 for him. Yeah, I think it's quite pricey, but he is in sort of the same price range as the other characters for Horus Heresy. Single characters, and he's on that scenic base that he can just be, you know, taken off and put back on. Loads of detail all over him though. But he was previewed back in February, so a good sort of 5 months ago now. You could go and see him in the flesh at the Horus Heresy event. So that was quite a while ago. But he's now available. Yeah, comes in that little box. Then you can get him with the retinue for £107. You're not saving any money from getting them separately. They're £60 for 5, and you just get him there. It seems a bit odd to have him, you know, with a load of Terminator armoured Blood Angels, but there you go. I did unbox their kit for a subscriber, and I'm always up for doing that. I can you know, unbox any Games Workshop Forge World kits or whatever, and feature them on the channel. So that's all there was to pre-order on Forge World. If we jump on over to Games Workshop, let's have a look at these new Chaos Knights, and we click pre-order. Now, if we go to view all and we hit high to low, it wasn't a huge, I mean, I really like the models. It's just the way that they are doing this at the moment is so similar to when they first introduced the Imperial Knights, and we know what happened with them. Within a year, they brought out a brand new Codex within 7th edition, and they also brought out a new kit. Now, I'm not saying that for certain that that's going to happen with these, but it's highly likely. What is also highly likely is they release some kind of set with, you know, the Knight Preceptor and one of these Chaos Knight sprues in some kind of boxed game set as well. I think that's highly likely. So it's up to you. You can either spend the money now and get these quickly if you want to build them up, paint them and use them in game, or you can wait and then get them probably at a, you know, fairly discounted price within the next year, I would say. And likely these are going to be very popular, very successful, and Games Workshop you know, will build on that and want to develop them more and create additions for these to support these. Maybe Forge World will get on board as well for different weapons and things, but what you're getting at the moment is it seems very watered down compared to the Imperial Knights release. You're only getting one Chaos Knight and the Codex and the data cards, that's it. And that Codex is only 72 pages, which is 50 pages less than the current Imperial Knight book. And when you think that they, you know, supposedly can use exactly the same sort of knights, that's quite a big chunk, you know, that you're missing out on. Anyway, let's have a look at all these pre-orders. So you've got the Legacy of Betrayal collection, which is £150, which is a huge amount for the Knight, the data cards and the limited edition Codex. Then you've got the Warhammer Quest Traitor Command collection, which includes Blackstone Fortress set and the Traitor Command for £32.50. You got the Chaos Knights Essentials, which has the Chaos Knight, the Codex and the data cards. And then you've got the two Chaos Knights. They are only one kit, but you can build both configurations with that one kit. So one of these will cost you £90, and it looks like it contains, I kind of want to say 3 sprues. The amazing thing about this kit though is these kind of reverse jointed legs. I really am a big fan of those, and I think those legs look better than the current Imperial Knight set. And if there is a way of being able to use those legs with the current set, I'm really up for that, and just using the legs and swapping them over. Maybe if I get a couple you know, within the next year or so, I can confirm that. Maybe someone has already confirmed that you can use these legs, but I always thought that the previous Imperial Knight legs were very limited in terms of, you know, posability and things. But anyway, what you get here is 119 components on that normal 170mm oval base. You get a load of you get a transfer sheet with iconography for houses Lucaris, Herpatrax and Chimere, and a load of chaos runes and markings. So you've got either the Rampager or the Desecrator. The weapon side of things, it has the Thunderstrike Gauntlet and the Reaper Chainsword. And then if you build the Desecrator, you can use the Laser Destructor as well. So you can have, it's basically got three weapon options, which is more than the original Imperial Knight set came with. That technically only came with two, the Reaper Chainsword and either the Melter Cannon or the Rapid Fire Battle Cannon, and that did come in two sets, remember. So at least you're getting three weapon options with this, but it's still nowhere near as many options as, for £5 more, the Preceptor box set, which can make no less than 7 different Imperial Knight configurations, all with those top cara-mounted weapons. If you look at the carapace itself, I don't know if there's a good close-up of the top of it. There it is. It's got that little venting hole thing, so you know it's only a matter of time before Games Workshop build on that and create some kind of spiky missile launcher, a little bit like a Reaver Titan or something. Just a matter of time for them to do that, and also have a different, point defense weapon. They've only got the stubber there. Why don't they have the melter gun? Anyway, that's the Imperial Knight, Desecrator and Rampager. Still really awesome looking models, and I'd love to get one for the Wordbearer army that I recently have invested in. So then we come to the Blackstone Fortress pre-orders, which is this £57.50 for the set and the Advanced Arsenal and the Endless Peril. You've got the Lost and the Damned limited edition. Of course, that's sold out, £50 for a novel. Yeah, it's very expensive, but of course limited, and there are people out there that will buy it. So if you times your £50 by 2,500 that were available, you will get a nice healthy paycheck for Games Workshop of £125,000 that they made in less than a day. So that helps them, I suppose. Then you've got the collector's edition for the Chaos Knights, which was sold out again. Again, that was £50 too. You've got the Traitor Commander, which is £37.50. This is like the expansion, a bit like the Dreaded Amble. You've got the Traitor Commissar, the Chaos Ogrin, and a 16-page command booklet. You also get Heart of Corruption sheet, punchboard sheet of tokens, 18 discovery cards, 12 exploration cards, 2 encounter cards, 2 hostile reference cards, 5 soul price cards, 1 Heart of Corruption envelope, and 1 assembly guide as well. So yeah, it is kind of like a full expansion, but with the 2 miniatures. Then you've got the Codex Chaos Knights. This is the book where I have explained that it's only 72 pages, but I am grateful for Games Workshop for finally listing how many pages there are in this codex compared to their previous codexes where they've just omitted that piece of information. It looks pretty nice. I mean, 72 pages, but you have got enough rules in there. You've got 5 data sheets, okay? So that's clearly the Desecrator, the Rampager, and then you've got 3 more. Now, it could be one type of, it could be the Castellan, and it could be the Armiger, and it could be either the other Armiger or the other kind of Castellan, maybe not a Preceptor, but you've only got 5. I don't think there's that many really compared to the minimum of 7, 8, 9. I think there's 11. So you've got 5 data sheets in this one, and I think you've got about 12 including the Forge Shrine. So you've got 12 in the actual Imperial Knights one. So there's your comparison: 5 in this, 12 in the other one. But you've also got all your artifacts and things. So I'm not sure whether this is kind of like a little dip. They're just dipping their toes into the Chaos Knights. I don't think they're bombing in. They're not jumping into the pool straight away. I think they are just dipping their toes in and hopefully trying to, take a bit of top layer of money off people for these, and then later, once they've recouped their costs and things, then they'll go all in and release many more variants, and I hope Forge will get involved as well. Anyway, you can also buy the digital editions of the codexes, which are, as always, similar price than the actual physical book itself. You get the Chaos Knights transfer sheet, you can buy that for £12, and then you've got those separate card packs for Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress, separate for £10 a pop, and then you've got the data cards for the Chaos Knights, £10 there for those as well. It doesn't say exactly, and you get 26 stratagems, 6 packs, and 6 damnations, so I make that 38, so quite pricey, £10 for 38 cards. Anyway, that is all of the news and pre-orders, both on Forge World and Games Workshop. Sorry this video has been such a long video, but I needed to cover everything today. What are you guys looking forward to the most? Have you pre-ordered a Chaos Knight, or will you hold fire until they release something a bit more substantial, or maybe like a box set with them in? What do you think of all these new models? Please do put your thoughts and opinions and comments and things down below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.